An angry day in the world of Magic the Gathering. Magic players are raging over the new Modern Horizons set for multiple reasons. Wizards also managed to make arena players angry with their absurd gem fiasco. You've got the Fallout manipulation that's happening, and that's not even everything we're going to discuss today.
Magic. I am a wizard! History. The Magic Historian. My bones hurt.
Greetings, owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles, my friends. I hope the day finds you well because we have gathered for a cram-packed installment of Mega Magic News. I have a full page of notes on things for us to discuss. Before we do that, a thank you. I have reached 56,000 subscribers on this channel. I did a celebration stream last night where we went ahead and opened up some boosters, including some old school stuff. So if you want to check that out, I'll leave a link at the end. And since some of you will never see that live stream, let me just say right here, thank you very much for being a part of this. I am having the time of my life, whether we're enjoying Magic or criticizing it in hopes for improvement of the future. Either way, I'm having a fantastic time and I'm glad you guys are here. All right, so let's dive into the news. I got a bunch of different items. So let's start with some of the smaller stuff and we'll move up to the Modern Horizons 3 ridiculousness because that is the massive locus of rage, right? So move over, Omnath Wizards is taking over. Okay, so you've got the enter terminology. If you haven't seen it already, Wizards has shortened down enters the battlefield into enters. And starting with Bloomborough specifically, that's where we're going to see this as a thing going forwards. Basically, it's just to save space on cards. Now, they're only doing that with enter the battlefield. There's no other terminology that uses the word enter. When cards go to the graveyard, they don't enter the graveyard. But on the other side of it, they're not going to shorten leave the battlefield down to leaves because cards leave the graveyard, they leave the battlefield, multiple places. So going forwards, if you see a card that says enters on it, that just means enters the battlefield, and they still do intend sometimes to put enter the battlefield onto cards. So there's a bit of confusion surrounding that. I wanted to get that out of the way. In terms of the situation with the Portuguese and Chinese language discontinuation, if you haven't heard about that, Brazilian players are still raking Wizards over the coals for this. I did a live stream talking about that. You can check it out on the archive if you're interested in more details. But this is probably going to go on for a while, right? Wizards has shut down all the comments on their YouTube videos and things, and they've just kind of gone to ground over it because they're not going to change their decision, unfortunately, and these people aren't going to stop being angry about it anytime soon. So that is an ongoing situation. We have the in-universe statement that was made by Mark Rosewater regarding Universe Beyond cards coming into the regular Magic world, where before we were told when we had the Walking Dead secret lair coming out, don't worry about the whole Universe Beyond stuff, because if there's any cards that are really desirable that people want, we can just print in-universe versions of them. So instead of having dudes from this TV show, you can have Dragon Puncher McGee and his friend the Goat Tickler, right? And you can have them as in Magic kind of variations. Now, Rosewater's been questioned about that again, and he's come out and said, okay, so basically here's the thing. We don't think that there's enough interest based on our market indicators that people really want universe inside versions. So we don't really have any plans to do them. And this is not good, obviously, because it leans way more into, look at Karlov Manor. It screams they don't care about what they're doing with their IP right now. Thunder Junction, same kind of deal, right? So when you turn around and have people inside like Rosewater going, well, internally we view it as universes inside, actual Magic worlds don't matter and you guys don't want them. It just leans more into universes beyond, coming more and more of the regular in Magic. And I mean, I want real Magic worlds. I'm hyped for the upcoming Bloomborough. We only have to wait like 6 months and we'll be in that fun land, right? Now, speaking of universes beyond, let's talk about the Fallout manipulation. If you guys didn't know, With the Fallout Commander decks, there is some silly nonsense going on where people are allowed to make all these orders, stores make these orders, and then there's these cancellations made and allocations and all this stuff. And essentially, what's going on underneath all of it is it's just a convoluted dance that's done by Wizards of the Coast to create a false sense of scarcity, okay? This is the exact same playbook that we saw used with the Warhammer Commander decks, right? And if you look at the Warhammer Commander decks, you can still find them on the shelves, but at the beginning it was all like, oh no, they're super limited. Most stores will only get maybe one collector's version of these Commander decks and you won't be able to get them anywhere. But lo and behold, there was a second wave and a third wave, and how many waves until everybody had them? Wizards has this license to print this Fallout stuff for X amount of print runs or X amount of months, probably a certain time frame. And within that time frame, they will print as much as you want. They don't want you to think that, right? They want you to think, oh, it's scarce, it's hard to get. But if you're one of the people who's getting all upset about what's going on with the Fallout situation, you're being played. You're being manipulated. Wizards of the Coast spent a bunch of money on the licensing, so they have to get the money back. They're not going to spend, like, bro, it makes a Magic set, and this is rough numbers, cost like 30-40% more when you add in licensing fees. Like, it really, really eats into Wizards' margins, which they hate. So there's no way on earth they're going to pay this money for this license and then not run it into the ground. But what happens if they do it this way is at first, people can't get the decks, so word spreads, and the initial decks get pushed up on the secondary market. Some people start flipping them, trying to scalp them, that kind of stuff. So you have a scenario where it's like, oh, these are hard to get, and they're really valuable. So the next wave comes in, people snap them up right away. Oh, there's a big problem, you can't get them, but there was a few, and woo, I'm one of the chosen ones. But ultimately, there's enough for everybody. There's like an ocean of them, and they will continue to produce them, but people are getting really riled up about it. So I figured it was a good opportunity to stop and talk about that and say, hey man, you can chill. If you want the decks, it's gonna be all right. Don't worry if it feels like in the first bit you can't get it, and don't just immediately just, bam, I'm gonna go and snag it somewhere else and end up overpaying, because that's what Wizards is trying to do. They're trying to goose their bottom line by doing these tactics, and it's stuff they've been engaging in for years now. It's the same way that they made draft boosters. Oh, hey guys, we got a shortage of draft boosters, but we can't get them out in time for events. But set boosters, we have a plethora of. Oh, what a coincidence, the product we're trying to push on you. So they've always manipulated things in terms of supply behind the scenes. When there's an actual supply problem, it looks different than this. So this is totally Wizards just going, tee distributors, you can only have this much because that's all we have. When not only are they going to print more, they probably have a bunch more sitting there. The second wave usually isn't a second print wave. It's usually just Wizards releasing more, going, hey, we printed more. It's like, wow, that was really, really fast. It's amazing how long it takes you guys to print stuff normally. But when it comes to this, it shows up at lightning speed. Huh, fancy that. I wonder why that's happening, right? What are you going to do? All right, so next item on the list is the Arena Gem Fiasco. So if you don't know Arena, basically it's got two kinds of currency. You've got gold, which is what the game will let you earn on the regular, and then you got gems, which are, if you've ever played any mobile games or whatever, those are the ones that they're trying to get you to spend your money on. Almost everything in the game you can buy with gems. There's a bunch of stuff you can't really get with gold, so gems open all the doors. So Wizards has this thing where they do free, people call it free gem day. I've always had a problem with this because the way it was always set up is like, you have to either already have gold in your account or gems in your account to get the free gems. You can't just click on a button and get them. You have to, oh, we're going to sell you 600 gems for 400 gems or whatever it is. But you have to have those initial gems or the amount of gold that you need, the in-game currency that's easy to get. They won't, like, the price of it is above the amount you can make in a day. So there's these like subtle underlying manipulations that they use to get you to spend resources. It's all this calculated game, but people get really excited about free gem day because gems are hard to come by. And Wizards would do these about once a month, right? Now, the most recent gem day, I think, took like a month and a half, maybe almost 2 months. I'm not sure of the reason why. admittedly, I don't spend that much time paying attention to most of the things going on with Arena because Arena always has some level of bugginess and whatnot. But this Arena gem fiasco is so crazy to me that I'm not even 100% sure what happened. And I've been playing Arena and logging in myself. I went to the store and tried to sort it out because free gem day happened. And so people, Namius comes into my Discord every month when there's a free gem day and goes in the Discord to everybody so they know it's free gem day. So I saw that he said that. I logged into Arena because I'm like, well, I'm playing right now. I'll get my free gems, right? And so I log in and they're not there. And I'm like, I don't understand. So I start to look around like, where are the gems? I start to look in the Arena forums and it turns out that Wizards just took it down. They just abruptly took it down out of nowhere because there was multiple issues that people were reporting. Some people were saying, maybe it's actually equivalent either way, but some people were saying that the gold price had gone from 1,500 gold to like 1,850 gold. So they had slapped another 350 gold on the price, basically inflating the price of free gem day by 20% in terms of gold. And other people were saying the gem offering they got was they had to spend X number of gems. And it was like, I don't know if it was 275 gems to get 300 gems. So free gem day was the equivalent of 25 gems. This led to people getting real tweaked. And I even logged in today to see if there's any kind of notification about it because based on what other people are saying, when this kind of thing happens, Wizards will send out a little notification saying, oops, we messed up, and just give you some free gems or something to make up for it. So I'm still waiting to see how they're going to acknowledge the situation. It's very bizarre considering how infrequently do this kind of thing. Like, Arena used to be more generous. They used to go, hey, we're selling packs at half price today. You can get one for like 500 gold. And now when they sell one, they're like, instead of 1,000 gold, it's only 900. So it's like, they're like, I call them begrudging deals. And it's like, and if you buy the one at 900, it doesn't count towards your golden pack. Like, they're always working all these different little angles. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if they decided that the price of free gem, like they had to inflate it overall to make it like they can take more resources out of the system. Because the idea, honestly, with free gem day is to make sure, you don't have enough gold, do you? But you don't want to miss out on these gems, right? So why don't you just buy like a bit of gems and then you'll have the gems to get these free gems because you don't want to miss out on these free gems. They're not. It's a trap. It's a trick, right? Yeah, they're free if you have a certain level of resources, but Wizards is banking on you not having those resources. I really don't appreciate that angle that they work Arena from, but what are you going to do about it? It's their free-to-play mobile kind of crossover where they're trying to be Hearthstone at the same time. Arena is in a very weird place, but I will also say, full disclosure, I've been having a lot of fun with it for the last week and a half or so, just mucking about with different things. So I'm not full on anti-Arena at this juncture. I have been in the past, but right now I'm having fun with it. So it's a mixed bag, right? Now, let's talk about the main anger, the Rage Factory Modern Horizons 3. This set is making people very, very mad. And the biggest issue is the pricing. The prices on these boxes are insane. We have seen the pre-orderable stuff go up on Amazon. And no word of a lie, I was so stunned by the prices that I sat there going, these have to be Canadian prices. The prices I'm seeing can't be American prices. They have to be Canadian prices. To give you an idea of the difference between American and Canadian prices, they can be almost double. But our Magic costs at least 40% more than American Magic, right? So I'm thinking I'm seeing an American price that's been at least increased by 50%, if not almost doubled. And it slowly dawns on me, I'm like, these are the American prices. A regular play booster box is 400 American dollars. A collector box is $500. Commander decks, a set of 4 commander decks, $150, right? No, sorry. What am I saying? No. Sorry, I misspoke. 4 commander decks, $300. $300. Do you want them in the foil version? And remember, these are the foils that Wizards makes now, right? Poor quality foils. Do you want them in the foil version? $600. Like, bro, I had to do an entire rant stream about Modern Horizons 3 to get this out of my system so that when I talked about it in this video, I wouldn't just be swearing my head off and freaking out, because it's literally unacceptably absurd. So I did a rant stream on it. If you want to see it, I'll leave it linked at the end of this video. It's called like Modern Horizons 3 is pure greedy garbage or something like that. Whatever it is, either way, it's a full-on rant about this insanity. These prices are, it's completely beyond anything. Wizards, they're out of their mind. They are out of their minds, right? And on top of that, the fact that I mentioned those commander decks is something else that's tweaking people off. They're going, wait. This is a modern set. Why are there commander decks alongside Modern Horizons? And it's because now Modern Horizons has multiple jobs. The Modern Horizons set exists to force rotation into the Modern format. Modern was supposed to be a non-rotating format. And for most of the game's history, here's how it works. Cards made it into Modern coming from Standard. So we'd have the Standard environment, which would be handled properly, and certain cards would be powerful enough to slot into Modern. But Modern was a format where, yeah, it did have a pretty pricey entry fee to get all the cards for it, but once you had it, you were set, and it was kind of a natural progression where people would play Standard for a few years, and then once you hit rotation and all their stuff can't be used anymore, they go, oh, this feels bad. I want to play more in Standard. I got to get all this new stuff. What about the cards I like? Modern becomes a natural alternative where all these cards all of a sudden aren't exactly dead weight and can be used, so you can keep going on with them. But Wizards looked at that and went, we don't want non-rotating formats. They did the same thing on Arena. Historic was a non-rotating format that people wanted, and then they forced Alchemy into it. And Alchemy really did enough damage to Arena that Wizards went, we're sorry, we know you want a non-rotating format. Can you just give us like 6 years to make like Pioneer, Explorer kind of thing? And we swear we're going to do it, but you know they're just going to force more rotation into it because they're lying. They're lying. They want rotation in every format. So Modern Horizons 3 has to shake up Modern, and it also has to make inroads for Commander now because everything is Commander. Magic is in like ultimate desperation mode, and internally they've convinced themselves that Commander casuals are the key to success and that they can sell them $600 foil Commander decks. And it gets more infuriating because when asked about this, when asked Mark Rosewater, yo, hey, why do we have Commander decks with a Modern product? The answer he gave was infuriating. The answer to why they don't have Modern decks to go along with this set is because they can't make them at a price point people will accept. That's what he's saying. He's trying to put the blame on the players. Well, the thing is the players won't accept the price point. Listen, bro, we lived through Challenger decks and everything else. We know that you can print a reasonable deck full of whatever you want. You're the guys who make the cards. You can't fool us. Yo, our hands are tied. Look at the secondary market of all this stuff. We have to sell decks based on that. No, you don't. You absolutely have the ability to build playable decks for people, make a nice premium on them, but no, because it would touch the secondary market prices of cards, and because every secondary market dollar now belongs to Wizards only, and they get to do the double dip where they milk us and go, yo, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put this card in the secret layer, get you all hyped up about it and go, look at this big value card in the secret layer. Oh, it's real desirable, get the secret layer. We're gonna reprint that card in the next set. That's what they did with stuff like Concordant Crossroads. We see it over and over. It's called the reprint equity double dip, and it puts you in the red, and that's the purpose of it, is to take every secondary market dollar and shove it into Wizards' pocket. Not from making a good game anymore, not from properly stewarding the formats, but from greedily eyeballing every secondary market dollar and not understanding that that secondary market was birthed through taking the right actions in the first place. Man, you are selling the walls of your house and saying our house is doing well. It is not. Your house is full of snow now, you absolute idiots. So, yeah, I had to do a full-on rant stream for this stuff because it's insane to me. It's insane to me to have them literally going, well, we just can't make it at a price point you accept. You absolutely can. You absolutely can. But we're in the era now where every set has to increase in price. Modern Horizons 2 I think the equivalent of $500 stuff now was like $375 or whatever. The collector booster box, there's like an extra $100 tacked on because Wizards just wants more money. Remember what I told you before when we had the whole fiasco with Magic 30 and the other failures leading up, that it would just lead to this compounding effect where every Magic release increase they make is increased in price. And that's what's going on. There's no justification for this price, and it ends up downloading the cost onto the distributors and the stores that had to order in advance, stuck with these insane prices. So Modern Horizons 3, out of everything that people are upset about, makes the most sense to me. Now, let's end off by talking about the failure of the Magic Clue Edition. This thing is like the worst product pretty much ever made for Magic. It is doing so abysmally that when I stopped by my LGS, he went, yo, literally nobody has bought any of these. Do you want to open up one of them? And I said, sure, but brace yourself, because all the reports that are coming in that are saying the 8 different guild packs in here, a lot of the times you're getting 2 or 3 of the same guild. Not only did they not give you 10 guild packs to give you a chance of getting all 10 guilds, but it's randomized in a way to make sure you don't even get 8 different guilds, bro. This product is awful, and we're going to open it up tonight in live stream. So if you want to see the contents and hear me smack talk it tonight, head on over to the Hatchet channel and make sure you're ready for tonight's live stream. And if you miss it, it'll be up on the live stream archive for your viewing afterwards, along with things like the 56K celebration stream that I mentioned, and the rant stream about Modern Horizons 3, and a stream talking about the Portuguese language incident. All of it. There's a lot of information going on over at the stream archive. A lot of goodness and a lot of swearing. So I will see you all for the next video or tonight's stream. See you there.